I'm just your average, snack-loving, adventure-chasing golden dog. And guess what? My best friend Dad and I go on the coolest adventures. We've got a big black Jeep named Birdie, a whole world to explore, and, of course, plenty of snacks. Every week is a brand new tail-wagging adventure. You never know what we'll find. Hidden carrots, new friends, maybe even buried treasure. So grab your hat, pack your snacks, and come with us.
Harley and Dad's epic Canadian tour, Yukon. Oliver purred along the long northern highway, its tires humming against the road that led to the edge of the wilderness. On the other side, mountains rose like sleeping giants, dusted with snow. Inside, Harley sat tall on the dashboard, nose twitching at the scent of pine and cold air. Dad glanced over with a grin. "Almost there, buddy. The Yukon," he said. "The land of gold and midnight sun." Behind them, the plushie family bounced in rhythm with the road. Nanook the polar bear, Timmick the husky, Scotty the dino, Snorty the pig, and all the others, ready for one more grand adventure. When Oliver rolled into Dawson City, it felt like stepping back in time. Wooden sidewalks creaked underfoot, and old buildings leaned proudly against the Yukon River. Harley trotted beside Dad, tail swishing as he sniffed the cool air. They passed a sign that read Klondike Gold Rush Museum. "Let's see if we can strike it rich," Dad said with a wink. At the museum's gold panning troughs, Harley's paws splashed eagerly in icy water. The guide laughed and handed Dad a tiny bottle of gold flakes. "Your friend's got a good nose for treasure," she said. Harley barked proudly and shook water everywhere. Dad chuckled. "No gold for us, just good memories." From Dawson, they turned onto the Dempster Highway, a long, wild road stretching toward the Arctic Circle. The land seemed endless, tundra, mountains, and winding rivers glowing under the evening sun. "Not many travelers come this far north," Dad said. "It's where the world gets quiet." Harley jumped out of Oliver and bounced up and down barking. "Now they know we're here," he said proudly. That night, they parked on a high ridge. As darkness settled, green and purple lights shimmered to life above them, the Aurora Borealis dancing across the sky. Harley lifted his head, eyes wide with wonder. The lights rippled and waved as though the sky itself was saying good night. Dad rested a hand on his shoulder. "Not a bad curtain call, hey, partner?" In Whitehorse, the capital city, they explored the grand SS Klondike, once the queen of the riverboats that carried supplies and hopeful miners. Dad read the plaques while Harley patted the deck, sniffing the polished railings. Inside, displays told of stories of brave sled dogs, frozen trails, and river journeys through wild country. Timmick perched on a ledge, puffing up proudly beside an old dog harness. "Looks familiar," Dad said with a smile. "Strong northern spirit runs in the family." The next day brought another surprise, the Carcross Desert, the smallest desert in the world. Fine golden sands stretched between snow-tipped peaks, warmed by the afternoon sun. "This place," Dad said, shaking his head, "is full of contradictions." Harley trotted happily, leaving little paw prints in the dunes. Nearby, a market stall displayed northern crafts, beaded moccasins, carved antlers, and soft handmade toys. One stood out, a black raven with bright eyes and outstretched wings. The vendor smiled. Ravens are the storytellers of the North, clever, loyal, and full of mischief. Dad nodded thoughtfully. "Sounds like someone I know." Harley wagged, tail thumping in the sand. "His name is Rory." Dad purchased Rory and tucked the Raven gently into Harley's travel basket. "Welcome to the team, Rory," Dad said, "the storyteller of the Yukon." The wind lifted softly through the spruce trees, and somewhere far above, a real raven called in approval. Their final stop was Five Finger Rapids, where the mighty Yukon River split and thundered between pillars of stone. The air was cool and clear, the sound deep and steady. Dad leaned against the railing. "We did it, Harley," he said quietly. "Every province and every territory." Harley sat beside him, gazing out over the water. They thought of the sea otters and bison, the dinosaurs and whales, the potatoes and polar bears, and every friendly face they'd met along the way. The faint glow of the northern lights shimmered once more above them, a last wave goodbye from the north. Dad smiled. "The end of the map," he said softly, "but not the end of the journey." As Oliver turned south toward home, the hum of the tires filled the quiet. Harley yawned and curled up on his blanket, surrounded by his plushie companions. Rory perched near the window, wings half spread, as if keeping watch. Dad glanced down fondly. "Well, partner," he said, "we've done it. All 13 provinces and territories. What do you think? Care to give me the Harley recap?" Harley lifted his head and gave a thoughtful little snort. He looked around at his plushy family. Well, there was Ogie the Ogopogo from the waves of British Columbia. Dad nodded, and Harley's tail thumped. "And Bruce the Bison from Alberta," he added proudly. Dad smiled. "Then," said Harley, "Scotty the Dinosaur in Saskatchewan." "And Snorty the Pig in Manitoba," Harley said. Harley's ears perked as he went on, one paw twitching with excitement. Beatrice the Butterfly fluttered through Ontario. Bubbles the Beluga splashed us in Quebec. Lobby the Lobster pinched my paw in New Brunswick. Fiddler the Fox, he was sneaky on Prince Edward Island. Dad chuckled softly, hands steady on the wheel. "Don't forget Edward the Potato." Harley groaned playfully. "How could I? Dad's spud buddy from PEI. "And McGregor, the Highland Cow, he was from Nova Scotia," Harley said. Oh, and Peppy, the Puffin, he came from Newfoundland." "And Kimmick, the Husky, we got him in Nunavut." His eyes softened. Then came Nanook the Polar Bear in the Northwest Territories. And now he glanced at the window where Rory perched in the dim light. "Rory the Raven, our storyteller from the Yukon." Dad nodded. "Quite the family, huh?" Harley sighed contentedly, laying his chin across his paws. The stars shimmered across the windshield, bright and endless. Outside, the Yukon's vast night sky stretched behind them, and somewhere far above, a real raven called, its echo carrying their story out across the land. "You know the best part, though, Dad?" Harley said, still watching the sky. "What?" said Dad, glancing over at his travel buddy. "We did it together," Harley said. Dad smiled. "Agreed, Harley. Totally agreed." Harley's tail thumped. "Best trip ever."
What a great day that turned out to be! Best day ever! I can't wait until next week when we go on another adventure. Make sure you click subscribe so you can join me, and like my video too, please, because I sure like you. See you next week, friends!